Senator Andrew Okiya Omtata Okoiti, today 30th November, celebrated his 60th birthday by conducting a mass in Nairobi. I first learned of Okiya Omtata in January 2008 when he chained himself at the Vigilant House protesting the killing of demonstrators who were protesting in the 2007 elections dispute. It took the authorities hours to unchain him using hammers and grinders. Then he was taken to custody. Since then, Okiya Omtata have always been hearing of him in courts, litigating for the safeguarding of the Constitution, and also focusing on activism. Until the year 2012, when he tried his luck to become the Nairobi senator. And again went back to focus on activism and protecting the Constitution. Up to again 2022, when he put a bid to become the senator for Busia, and he won the elections. And he didn't stop fighting for the Constitution, safeguarding of the Constitution, and he's been taking every small, slight offense on the Constitution to court.
Ndio nasema ni rafiki yangu, lakini mbele ya katiba ni rafiki yangu mkubwa kuliko wewe. Na nimeangalia finance bill, na finance bill inafuruga katiba kwa vipengele kama 6. Na mimi nakuomba waheshimu katiba, wazitoe, kwa sababu asipozitoa tunaenda kukabiliana kotini. There is nothing to complain about, but there's everything to fight for. But let us avoid that fight. Let people not fool you here. Let people not deceive you. There are issues in that katiba where even the Supreme Court has pronounced itself that need to be honored. We have things in that katiba kama hii housing levy. Ilikuwa kwa ile nyingine, na mimi ndio nilienda kotini nikaichapa mpaka ikarudi kwa voluntary. Sasa mnataka tena nirudi kotini? Wana rais, tafadhali turahisishe, tunataka kuunga mkono. Mimi na kuunga mkono, nataka utawale kila nchi ya Kenya, because if you succeed, and I always pray for you when I wake up in the morning, among the intercessions I make, I pray for you as the president of Kenya to succeed. Because if you succeed, Kenya is better off for everybody. But Your Excellency, if you fail, we all fail. So I pray for you, I pray for the Pope, and I pray for religious leaders in my intercessions. So please, I plead with you. I've already prepared a petition to go to court. But when I heard you are coming to Busia, I did not file it last week. I held on. I pray that we look at this bill. If we can avoid having to go and fight in court, we avoid. But if people are coming here to say that everything is okay and what have you.
If you have watched this video up to this point, I want to make a special passionate appeal to you. Kindly subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, which is very crucial to us. Kindly please, before we proceed, do subscribe so that by the time this video reaches 1,000 views, we also should have reached 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. God bless you. Please don't go without subscribing. Thank you so much. God bless you. Recently, he announced his bid to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. And he set up a committee to go around the country observing his viability or his acceptability to become the Kenya's president, which was okay. But he went ahead to even gazette the mandate of that committee in the Kenya Gazette, which was a bit strange. Nobody has ever thought of something like that. When President Ruto was being sworn in to become the fifth president, he noted that President Ruto, instead of raising the constitution of Kenya to the public, he instead raised the sword which he was given as tools of governance. You know?
So President Emeritus Uhuru Kenyatta handed over two instruments of power, the Constitution and the sword. And by the way, Mr. Ruto is my good friend. When President Ruto received the Constitution, he symbolically put it aside. When he received the sword, he showed it to the nation. I just hope it is not symbolic. I wish he had lifted the Constitution up.
To show the nation.
To show the nation that's the rule of law. Not the rule of the sword.
Only you would think of something like that.
So that is how keen he is in observing the Constitution of Kenya. And in this video, I want us to look at some of the merits that may favor him to become the sixth president, and the demerits. Number one, Kenyans want a new face. And Okiya Omtata provides that. He's not somebody who has been in the political arena for long. He's somebody who is coming as a fresh candidate, and he is not coming with a tribal face. He's coming as a neutral Kenyan without any tribal baggage behind him. Another merit that is coming with is that the Gen Zs are popping his name up as a possible candidate that they can consider to vote for in the coming elections. And also his track record. The track record that he has had fighting for the Kenyan Constitution and good governance also really put him in a very good position to go and capture the presidency, you know. But there are also demerits. You see, we have to call it what it is in Kenya. In Kenya, when you're coming to a big city like that, you need to have a block that you're coming with. And Okiya does not have a block like, let's say, a region, a province, or a tribe that is coming, a block that is going to support him. And he's going to have a very hard time convincing political leaders in Western Kenya, leaders like Mudavadi and Wetangula and Oparanya, to back him so that he can come with a block of lawyers before starting to appeal to other regions. That is sadly what Kenyan's politics looks like. You have to come with a solid block before you start convincing other areas. Another disadvantage is money, finances. To become a president in the Republic of Kenya, you need a lot of money, because the campaigns in Kenya has been commercialized. You have to tip people to come to your rallies. You have to tip people to support you. And that's a very big disadvantage that Okiya Omtata has. We had the senator for Nandi Chirargei warn him of that. And also Atwoli warned him that he needs money to become the senator.
He goes into the inner chamber. He comes out with a bundle of money. He tells Tia, how much do you have? Tia brings some bundle of money. I think it came to about 5 or 6 million shillings on the table. So he says, young man, I've brought you this money, take this money, go and withdraw that case. I looked at him and I said, I don't do those kind of things. And I walked away. I had a good relationship with Atwoli because there was a time he went to
Geneva and he brought me 2 shirts, a white shirt and a blue shirt, which I still wear. Even I wore one yesterday. But when it got that point, he's trying to bribe me to do something bad. I told him no, and that's the last time I've spoken to him. So if I can reject 6 million and he thinks 6 million is enough, who is richer?
You are?
I'm richer than Atwoli. Richness is not possession. It's your attitude to possession.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a possession. That's why Jesus said the rich in the spirit. My attitude to material things is that I just, and they're not an end in themselves. Money is not an end in itself for me. I don't need to own the world. I just need money enough for my meal today. Yeah.
And he took offense of that, but it's a reality that he was being told. You know, unless he's coming with to introduce a new system in Kenya where the electorate will be funding the candidates, like we see in the United States, where a candidate just declares his candidature, and then if he appeals to the electorate, they start sending some money to his kitty, campaign kitty. If he's coming to introduce such a new system to Kenya, it's going to be the first one. And it's a very good thing that we can embrace, you know. And also, there's a disadvantage because many people tend to think that Ruto is a weak candidate going to the next elections. Many people believe that Ruto is a one-term candidate. So the disadvantage is that many people are going to put their name in the ballot this election that are coming, thinking that now, because we have a weak candidate in Ruto, we can also just come in and win the elections. And many people are banking on the Gen Zs, you know, because of the demonstration that happened. Many people are banking on the support of the Gen Zs, including people like Kalonzo Musyoka, who are candidates in the next elections. Fred Matiang'i, you know, these are all the people who think that because the Gen Zs are opposed to Ruto, they can bring their name up, stand for the election, and win. That is also a disadvantage, because we may end up with many candidates, and then they end up dividing the vote, and a weak candidate just goes through and become the president of the Republic of Kenya. So that is Okiya Omtata for you, and he really is a very good law-abiding citizen who can really manage this country well. We wish him well, and they need to have a discussion with all the the opposing candidates who are going to run against Ruto, so that they have one candidate, and that way they may have a strong bid in 2027.
What is this document on the table?
This is the petition against the chief and whatever the Safaricom consortium, and basically it demonstrates the theft of public resources.
And this took you how long, Senator Ban?
Well, I've done this over the weekend.
Hey.
I left on Saturday. I left here at 3 in the morning. Yeah, but it was worth it.
Are you litigating it already?
It's being litigated, and now everything you want to know about the scam is here.
Do you have
the names of who are behind it?
Yes.
Is here. The R12s of the companies, the network of companies, the negotiations, the meetings in Dubai, all that stuff is here.
Is it possible for us to get the simple version that the Kenyan will understand?
Yes, I'll give you a popular version. I've done, I think, a 3-4 pager. Any press and public review, any public release to help people understand the case. It's a fairly complex case, but I think fraud survives on concealment. So the concealment is lifted out.
Thank you, Senator.
Well, thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.